Hello, this is RC110, as per the new naming conventions, formerly Romeo Cat Fire Alarms. And today, believe it or not, I have the long-awaited Display Board System Test 3. So let me explain some context here. So I had sort of a fire alarm craze in middle school between about 2019, 2021, and it extended a little bit past that. And I got really interested in fire alarm systems, as one does. And I also spent many hours during that time watching fellow hobbyists on YouTube who would, buy stuff on eBay and put together a whole system like in their basement. Sometimes these kids weren't much older than I was at the time. And I was really fascinated by that. So I created this channel and I basically did that. I got that piece of plywood there and bought a BG12 and a Spectre Alert and a few other things and put them together, and I made 2 system test videos. Unfortunately, past that point, my interest started declining. To this day, I'm still very interested in how fire alarm systems work and, the models and the different aspects of such a system. But, I got other interests too, and I'm not all that interested in spending the time or the money anymore. So that's kind of why I stopped making videos. Although granted, I did upload a few clips now and again over the last few years of fire alarm related things. Well, I did actually advance past that second test. I made the system a little better, but I just never made a video about it. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm righting a wrong. I'm going to make a video about what I currently have set up. So it all starts over here. In May of 2022, I made this box. It's very, very simple. I'll throw a diagram on screen of how the circuitry works. I'm not going to bother explaining it. You can kind of look at it and figure it out. But I made the RCF Firebox, which is the center of this new system. It's mounted on the original Romeo Cat Fire Alarms display board. There's the hole for the P2R that I had, and I've got it set up in my barn attic right here. I don't know why I didn't think to do this originally. There's such a nice space up here. A part of the issue, you get a lot of wasps up there in the summer. It's actually the middle of winter right now and really cold, so that's not a big problem at the moment. Well, anyway, it is a one zone, one notification appliance circuit, really simple fire alarm box that I put together. And after I created it in May of 2022, I wired it up here, mounted it, and never made a video. So let's take a look at the rest of the system. Beyond that, we have the 24 volt power in, which comes from a Crag Rail charger. I don't know why I have this, but it outputs roughly the right voltage. This dial here, you can spin it and you'll get anywhere between 10 and 22, which is perfectly fine for my devices. The initiating device circuit, which comes out here, this is the first thing in zone 1. This is a BG8 style, if I remember correctly. And I actually got this shortly after the first system test, or the second system test, and I just never made a video. I don't know why. This thing never got featured, but I've had it this whole time. Coming over here, we have the classic, the original BG12. Still functional, still good. And since these are both on the same zone, they both have the same effect when you pull them. The notification appliance circuit comes over here. We have the good old Wheelock Exceeder amber strobe only LED. And that's the only thing that's wired up. Over here, I put a box for my P2R and I never wired it up. So that's not gonna be displayed in this video, but it worked last I tested it. So I'm gonna plug that in, and the signal power is provided by a 9 volt battery, which seems to be pretty weak. So I think I'll replace that too. And then we'll set this thing off. Man, I haven't been in here in a long time. This is what the inside looks like. There's the 9 volt battery that was installed in like 2022, but of course the wires were cut real short, so I can't really pull it any further. Except for the long wires that are way too long, but whatever. Oh man, the thing works. Forgot it made that concerning humming noise. Well, let's give it a test. Let's turn on the system. And let's pull the pull station. Huh. Oh, I bet the silence is on. Hey, there we go. It still works. Suppose it'd be a lot more exciting if that one were wired up, but yeah, so let's silence it. And I can unsilence it. And I can, here's the thing, because how basic it is, the moment I reset the pull station, it shuts off. So it's not like there's a latching logic system in there, but for the heck of it, let's go pull the BG12. Well, oh, there we go. Well, there we have it. After all this time, I finally made a video about my latest system. Now don't get too excited. I'm probably not going to make a whole lot of videos after this, but in the future I might revisit this, so keep your eyes out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.